Yeah, that's me. You may be wondering how I got here, facing down a G-Max Charizard with Fomantis. Well, sit down, have a snack, and I'll tell you. The Challenge Run, the Nuzlocke, the Hardcore Nuzlocke, the Mono Lock, the Use Only a Weedle Lock. All these really challenging runs. Well, you can't top it. At this point, like, what is there left to do? Everyone's doing hardcore Nuzlocks of super hard games, and so there's just kind of a limit of anything new. It's all some versions of Nuzlocke at this point, getting harder and harder. But what if we stopped trying to make it harder and just tried to make it fun? Just go for a twist on a casual run, like when you first started playing Pokemon for the very first time. So I present to you the anime run, inspired by something that's closer to what Ash would do in one of his adventures. The anime run is run by a bunch of different wheels, which we will get into as we go, but there's no game over, there's no losing, it's just having fun and having a narrative experience. So let's get into it. I use a wheel here to get Score Bunny. I like Grookey, but that's okay. Wheels are the name of the game. We're experimenting with different wheels, and here we decide on the Encounter Wheel Part 1, and then you have Encounter Wheel Part 2 to decide what you're catching. If you do indeed roll to catch. As for catching, I decided to go with a random generator because there's so many different encounters. Pokemon Sword and Shield I think is the best because all the different encounters you can encounter early with the wild area and such. But I decided to go with a generate 6, and the first one you can get is what you get. And then we have the event wheel here. Every Pokemon gets an event wheel after each gym. I did one to start the adventure off as well with my 2 Pokemon. Learn a move, get an item, release the Pokemon, evolve, etc. Just like you kind of would see in the anime, except no held items. But we had to add something else here. Add some more later on. But yeah, so we got Tyrogue. We do delay some of these, like this is learn a level up move, but he doesn't get any level up moves. So we delay some to make it work for the story. And here, speaking of story, this is a story run after all. So here we are fighting this mysterious doggy creature. Man, I wonder what it is. Oh, it's so hard to see. Oh no, Shield, I can't see anything because my name is Shield, because, you know, that's the name. That's what we're going for here. But my trusty Score Bunny and I, we try to get through this. It's not looking good, but somehow we managed to get pulled out. And then, hey, it's the best part of the game right here. No reason at all. Yeah, this is a good game. 10 out of 10. And then we get a held item, which is coincidental because that's what Score Bunny's event wheel got. So we had some story with Leon giving us the charcoal. Tyrogue does not get a level up move, so we just delay that until he's able to get a level up move. I decided to go 813, which is Score Bunny's Pokédex number, instead of the funny number, because this is a serious run for serious anime fans. We do have a Score Bunny, so it's going to be easy peasy. We decided to give Tyrogue a little bit of love here, because we don't just sweep with one Pokemon. That's not the spirit of this game. The whole team gets involved. We also don't turn on animations for this gym, so it's fine. No one wants animations, right? Tyrogue does his best. We don't insult Tyrogue because we don't insult our Pokemon. This is not that kind of run. But Tyrogue unfortunately cannot get it, but we're not going to sack him. We're going to let Score Bunny swap in, and then Tyrogue can... He did his best. He got some chip damage on, but this is fine because Score Bunny's our ace. It's the grass gym. It's gonna be easy peasy. We decide to go big bunny here. Big bunny on a cutscene that is a little too long, but we decided to do a non-cinematic max flare because, again, animations aren't turned on. Gets the one shot. Sun's up. We're gonna do so much. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. That's not a lot of damage at all. We don't take that much in return, but unfortunately with Sun, we're still not doing very much. So it's not looking great here. We're able to tank another max overgrowth. We get in a little small mode, but it's okay. We can... Oh, that's... No, Score Bunny! No, but it's alright. Tyrogue, we saved him. all part of the plan to get the fake out, to get the first badge. Tyrogue's the GOAT. There are no weak pawns on this team. Now we have to go over to the other area, whatever Isle armor area there, to get our friend Sandile. Another part why Sword and Shield works really well for this run is because you have a lot of options with the DLC as well to get early. We get some evolutions, which is really important for the coming up water gym. Without a Tyrogue evolution, we're not winning that fight, I don't think. So we get bailed out by the wheel. Here we have a nasty Thievul that we just can't beat, but this being an anime run, something cool's gonna happen, and we can't beat it with Sandile, we can't beat it with Score Bunny, but the boy Tyrogue comes in here. He's going to do his best, and by his best I mean win the fight with the power of courage and strength, and he's going to evolve from this, defeating the nasty Team Yell member and letting our adventure continue. Ignore his level, that's not how this works. He totally evolves from this fight, and this fight only. Outside of the Team Yell fight, I realize I'm only recording like boss battles and stuff, as evidenced here by this fight against Hop. And really, this isn't how this adventure works. Like, recording boss battles only is a Nuzlocke thing, but this adventure is for hype and cool and different storylines I can weave with different battles. So we kind of fix that as we're going on. But we go on to Nessa with our team of 2 Water Weeks. Again, no one sits out. Everyone is involved. We lead with Sandile. We decide to go a little sand attack. Little brushy in his face. Try to maybe set up some Hone Claws or something. Water Pulse doesn't miss because fish are immune to sand, I guess. But it's okay. Oh, he's confused, but Sandile's tough. He's the future ace. Spoilers, not spoilers. But Water Pulse here unfortunately takes out our guy in his little teeny form. Also, sand attacks do nothing, I guess, because Score Bunny gets nailed by more Water Pulses. Fish never miss. But we get out our big ace, last week's gym winner against the grass gym. He comes out here ready to take another gym. He mashes through Goldeen, mashes through Aracuda, and leaves him with the big turtle coming up next. And that big turtle, being Dreadnought, is kind of scary. He can't do a whole lot to a fighting type outside of water moves. Hitmonlee isn't super frail, so he can take some water moves if he needs to, or he doesn't need to because he just gets a clean KO with a +2 max knuckle because he is the current GOAT. And our next event wheel gets us another catch, this time a nice little P-Dove. I realize I didn't show natures here, but P-Dove and Score Bunny are both minus attack, so that's not relevant at all. But there's our squad, 2 badges and a dream. Moving to the next big factor of the anime run, 8 minutes in, which is the selection wheel. So you can only fight the gym leaders with as many Pokemon as they have, because again, that's what Ash does. So we use the selection wheel to pick our team, because we don't want to pick it ourselves. That's just no fun. Make it a little more challenging, make it make sense, and by sense I mean not, because Ash puts fire types against grass types against fire types all the time. You would never. Thus, the selection wheel is important to this kind of run. We start off with our Hitmonlee, beating up this Ninetales, and then we switch into Score Bunny on Arcanine here, because we got the Intimidate. Also worried about some Will-O-Wisps. And then we switch back to Hitmonlee because he got a cool Rocky helmet on his event wheel. So we partnered together and had a cool adventure that got him a nice hat. And that hat allows him to take this soft bite and do a bunch of damage in return, and also sets us up for a fake out. I think the one difference between my run and anything in the anime is how much I use fake out. I don't think fake out's ever used in the anime. We risk a Will-O-Wisp there, but it works out because he goes for Flame Wheel, so we get the clean KO. We're up 3-1 as the Centiskorch comes out, and we can stall with Score Bunny. We don't want to stall with Protects, So that's boring. That's not, again, that's not what this run's about. But we can still start with the right kind of switches. So Score Bunny burns 2 turns of Centiscorch's Gmax here. So we bring out our own big crocodile, and he hits with a max darkness because I think we only have Sand Tomb as our ground move. So we go for a max darkness instead. And we got the Growlins, so we can take oh no. Oh, we don't take a max bug there. But Hitmonlee again, fake out, which is my goat and the most non-anime thing I've done so far. But we get a Brick Break to clean up and get Hitmonlee's 3rd win as well. Showing the catch wheel again that I haven't really shown very much. I had so much recording of just the wheels, thinking that would be interesting. Don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Instead of recording actual footage I could use to try to make some of these stories of why some of these moves were learned or items were gained or evolutions. I didn't do that till like the very end. So if you do this kind of run and you want to make content out of it, film more random battles and stuff. But we do get a Crocorock evolution here, and there's our boy, a little over leveled, but we had that with Wheel said to do it. So here's my interpretation of what happened, even though this would be a crocodile, not a Crocorock, not a crocodile fighting, but I only have the crocodile. So anyway, we're back to the selection wheel as we get ready for the next gym. If you do ever do this, also just use the wheel to say who doesn't go to the gym, not who does. I don't know why I did it that way. But we got a new friend, Staryu, showing off against the ghost gym here, and he disables our only move that we can use to hit him. So we switch out to Hitmonlee, and of course, he's not going to miss a Blaze Kick and then get that Blaze Kick disabled. Oh. So he can't hit him either without Blaze Kick. So we go back to Staryu, who finishes it off with a water gun. And then Staryu continues a pretty good first showing by tanking a slash and then chipping off Disguise with a water gun. So not a bad first gym for the buddy. Hitmonlee comes in now to take the Shadow Sneak and then fire off the Blaze Kick that he misses. And then a Blaze Kick that he hits. And then, I'm pretty sure a Blaze Kick that he misses. So Blaze Kick is 1 for 4 in this battle. Hitmonlee unfortunately goes down with the critical hit, so he will not have the victory in this gym, but just carried, the first half of the game. They get the dual knockout with Rocky Helmet, so that's kind of cool. And we bring out our big bunny to get a KO, but we immediately go down to Gengar. But doesn't matter, Crunch just is the full damage. So we win that way. And I'm sure we wouldn't get that little tiny release sliver. Oh, and there's a new boy, Joltik, adding to the squad. I almost released him. I was like, we just got him. Decided to change up the release a little bit, adding a Nessa box or whatever's relevant to that Pokemon. So Staryu is going to go hang out with Nessa for a bit instead of being truly released. But we get ready for the next gym. Also don't have a ton of good options for Fairy, but that's okay. P-Dove's first gym, he's been here for a while now, but this is his first gym. Hey, you tried, buddy. You tried. Score Bunny refuses to evolve. The power of friendship. He wants to keep his small little body, but he's able to knock out the Weezing there, but unfortunately gets hit with a nasty air slash. I'm sure hope that, this Togekiss, it's not going to be a problem, right? He gets the buff there with the Ancient Power. Luckily only gets 1, but now we're down. There's 3. We're down 1 to 3. For the first time we're really down. Spamming Fake Out again. But we get a nice Poison Jab. I honestly wasn't sure that would kill. But Intimidate makes it really scary. We're in a really bad place right now. We're down 1 to 2 with a fighting type in the Fairy Gym. Fortunately for us, Malile ain't much, so we're able to get some attack stats back with some Max Knuckles. And now we face the big Keiki. Let's see if our big stretchy fighty boy can take a big KO. Woo, Hitmonlee, you got good special defense, so you barely live. 3 HP. This is the 5th gym now. He has clutched out for us. just barely getting the win as we move immediately on to the ice gym, because I didn't film anything in between. Again, filming just boss battles like it's a Nuzlocke, which is not the point of this run, Cody. We also forget what shield dust does, so we take damage unnecessarily, which unfortunately sets us up for a icicle crash KO. I don't know if we would have survived that if we had full health, but we weren't, so it's okay though. We have a fighting type and a fire type. We wouldn't lose to the ice type gym leader, right? One of the weakest gym leaders probably in the game outside of Lapras. And I mean, Darmatan's pretty good too. But now our Joltik shows off for his first battle here. He gets a KO, but Raboot goes down. Cramorant also. So we get a nice little training montage that I also didn't record, so use your imagination. As we go immediately in for round 2, decided to switch it up with our leads. This time, change it up a little bit and not fall for shield dust. I love the Darmanitan form, it's so freaking cool. We need to see more of it. I honestly forget it exists, but it's so cool. Raboot just immediately has a much better showing than last time, getting 3 KOs and falling to a max water. And then we see that Dive is really good for stalling out. I said I wasn't going to use Protect to stall out G-Max, but I never said anything about Dive. I think this is the only gym we do that in, but Dive helps us skip a turn. He still gets the Resonance up, unfortunately, but we just go back and forth for a bit, get the nice paralyzing, and we don't even need to use G-Max in the rematch. P-Dove evolved, Scorbunny evolved, there's a look at Cramorant and Fomantis. Crocodile gets a new held item, so we throw in a King's Rock this time. There's another look at our friend the Fomantis. Raboot and Hitmonlee decide to have a super cool soccer match. They go back and forth, it's really intense and really fun, and in the end, to win this soccer match, Cinderace ends up evolving to beat Hitmonlee and have a cool friendship moment, and that's how this evolution happens, because that's how it works. Alright, we get our final friend of the adventure, Grapplock, which to this day I still don't know why he's not water fighting. It makes absolutely no sense, but we show him off fighting up some Team Yell and Marnie grunts. Marnie fighting Team Yell and fighting Marnie. Look at all his stretchy arms. He's a really cool design. And now we go into Pierce, which I think this fight's super underwhelming. I don't understand the point of no Dynamax. I guess you don't have it either, but Cramorant gets to show off a little better, though he had a pretty good diving match against Lapras. Here he gets to show off how cool Dive is. I just really like Dive. I like the ability. I think it's a really fun ability. And with that ability, he throws a Pikachu at Scrafty for a double KO, which is kind of funny. That's my second double KO now of this adventure, which I feel like that happens a lot in the anime. So it's kind of cool that it's happening here, because I feel like it doesn't usually happen. And Fomantis finally gets his little time to shine, barely hangs on, but throws a 4 times Leech Life at Malamar. Unfortunately has to go down to Obstagoon, but that's when Grapplock comes in. This is his gym. He beat up Marnie, he beat up Team Yell, now he's gonna beat up the older brother. I almost said daddy, but he could be my daddy. But he's gonna take out Obstagoon here with a super power, and then he's gonna go back and forth with Stun Tank for a bit. Unfortunately, superpower is lowering his attack, but he doesn't have a whole lot of options. However, he has the special attack Octazooka that can finish Stunky off, getting us the win before we move on to Dragon Boy. I can never remember his name for the life of me, even though he has a good Pokemon TCG card. We bring Starmie back for this, back from Nessa, showing off for one gym and one gym only, just because I thought it was a cool story. I added that. There was nothing in the wheel for that. I just thought it would be cool to get Starmie back for a gym. So we're bringing him back for the 8th gym. He evolved from Staryu into Starmie. Now he's here to help us get this final badge, show off his training arc, which he doesn't have any water moves. So he's just kind of using psychics here, while Crocodile does what Crocodile does best, eviscerate things. So with the power of Crocodile, being Crocodile, he just straight up one-shots Duraludon. And with the power of Starmie just kind of doing consistent psychics, we are able to beat up this lone Sandaconda. We are paralyzed now, but it doesn't matter. We got Starmie, we have Crocodile, and we clean up. Eventually, this boy takes a lot of hits, but Gym 8 is ours. And so here is the squad now. Tranquil went back to Mom to hang out. Hitmonlee went back to Professor Magnolia. And so those are the 6. Starmie went back to Nessa. So now we are in the Pokemon League pre-levels, pre-whatevers, showing off our buddy Fomantis again. He's the GOAT. He's not the GOAT, but he sure is cute. Now there's the real GOAT. Crocodile is just an absolute bamf. But unfortunately he loses there. Cramorant cleans up, and just like beating up Pierce, Grapplock is back for more. He's beat her once, he's gonna beat her again. There's the JoJo villain Grimmsnarl here. Unfortunately, a nasty Max Starfall is not great, but Grapplock hangs on. This is his time to shine. This is what he's here for. Yeah, he replaces Hitmonlee, who went back to the Professor Magnolia. Unfortunately, he did get on the release wheel, but I sent him to Professor Magnolia because I wasn't actually going to release him. He did too much for this, but Grapplock comes in, unfortunately not able to get the win against Marnie, but does a pretty good job and sets it up for Cramorant to get the final blow to win us the first of many of these upcoming boss fights. And now we have this guy, this whatever, I don't even want to say his name. He's a hop and a skip away from a quick victory, except not actually. Double gives us a ton of trouble. He hangs on to the superpower, then heals, so we go into Crocodile, and Crocodile has trouble against him, and Crocodile gets paralyzed. I think he heals again at some point, so Crocodile can't even finish him off. Grapplock had to retreat. We are able to finally get the dub with Cinderace, who then baits out Snorlax, does a quick U-turn back to Grapplock. He's out for blood. He wants to show off all of his cool little tentacle legs, but there's not a whole lot he can do against Corviknight. But that's what we have. Galvantula. Our buddy Joltik did evolve. Cute little guy, but he didn't stay like a little guy forever, and now he's here to cause absolute mayhem and destruction, except not being able to one-shot Corviknight, which is a bit frustrating. That's just this battle against Hop. I just cannot clean up his Pokemon. But he's Hop. He's not all that much. And Pinchurin cannot do anything to Galvantula. So Galvantula gets his second KO of the match with a Bug Buzz. And finally, it's time for Rillaboom. Our Fomantis is here to not do much, but he sets up the Cinderace versus Rillaboom. But unfortunately, Fomantis actually baited out all of Rillaboom's Dynamax, so there's not a whole lot Hop can do except get one shot by Max Flare. So much for that cool rivalry. And now we're beating up more Steel types, trying to get Fomantis some experience. Not great there. And here we are going through the story. Olena's trying to hold us up from getting to Leon. She's got a cool Garbodor. I actually really like this Garbodor form. It's a shame it's absolute butt sticks, but it's Crocodile. It's always Crocodile. It may have began with Hitmonlee, but the middle of it ends with Crocodile. Crocodile is the Gohan to Hitmonlee's Goku. We get our last little wheel here right before doing the next set of Elite Four sort of kind of matches. Galvantula needs a time to shine. So this is his match. Everybody on the team everybody on one of Ash's teams always gets something to shine. So this is Galvantula's turn. He just rips through with bug buzzes and discharges. I was kind of hoping he'd get a couple more KOs, but unfortunately, the fairy types kind of makes it a little harder to get the KO there. But he has a very strong match leading into Cramorant. We go big bird. There's a ton of this big bird in the Elite Four tournament matches. I like his goofy face. I really like Cramorant. He grew on me a lot. I like his dumb little face and his dumb little ability. He kicks the shit out of Hatterene there. And then now it's time for Nessa, which we set up the Golisopod getting out of there. He is able to just do a little more damage to Arrokuda before we switch into Cinderace. Kind of risky there. Could have been any kind of move. Luckily it was a throat chop, but that was super risky on my part. We do some more damage before getting out with a U-turn and going into Grapplock. Grapplock is our late game show off here. Just like Ash, there's always a Pokemon he catches late that seems to show off a lot, and that's our Grapplock. Fortunately, he can't take out Pelipper. Cinderace also can't take out Pelipper, so it's starting to look a little rough here. We decided to have the two birds go against each other, water flying versus water flying, showing which one is superior. Clearly it's ours, except it's actually not ours. She does the healing, and we end up losing. It's 3 Pokemon in a row taken out by Pelipper, but we can have Crocodile come in, and this is his game. This is his adventure. Moxie is absolutely insanely broken in a normal playthrough. We do have to take a very nasty first impression. If that killed, it's over. We don't win this match, I don't think. But it doesn't kill, and now we can finish him off with a... Oh, no, we did not finish him off. We went for a Rock Slide instead, because for the story, for Fomantis to get screen time, the in-game reason is, I don't know, he was tired of Fuse and Earthquake. He got cocky. Let's go with that. But we want to get big Fomantis a showing there. And now we're moving on to Alistair. We try to get cute with the lead, immediately get Thunder Punched, and then I'm just like, I'm done being cute. We're done not just sweeping through, so we just sweep through with crunches. Don't even need a Dynamax. We just there's too many of these mini boss fights, so Crocodile does what he does. And now, the last of the mini boss fights, we get back into our lead. Grapplock, who unfortunately cannot take the KO, swap into Cinderace, who is able to get U-turn to switch out to get us back into Grapplock, because we just like showing off that octopus in these battles here. Unfortunately, Shell Trap, which I don't know how it actually works in the game, I only know the card game. Shell Trap takes us out, but this is Crocodile's time. This is Crocodile's adventure. No one can stop the Crocodile. He easily gets the KO there, and then KOs Goodra. And then Flygon, nah, Flygon D's nuts, as we get another KO there. And we decided to swap though. Similar to the Nessa thing, this is about having fun, and this is about showing off different things. It's not about sweeping with the Crocodile. So it's a little too easy, so we do risk the win here, but I have so many Pokemon, I'm not too worried. We just had Dynamax, Cinderace there to get off a strong Max Flare before going down to the stone there, and then Galvantula also goes down to the Max Rockfall, but then it's back Crocorock, back to Crocodile, who was able to clean up. And moving on to the story, we have this little jackass here. His Copperajah surprisingly takes that, 'cause it's a special Max Flare this still, so really surprised that didn't kill, but he doesn't kill in return. So Cinderace does it again. And now we are on to Eternatus, who's trying to destroy the world. All we want to do is have a cool fight with Leon. But first, we gotta save the world. There's no world to have a cool fight with if Eternatus destroys it. So we, sit back and let the dogs do all the work. Because we can't fire earthquakes without doing damage to them. So the dogs do all the work. And then now we can fight Leon, just like Destiny, to become the champion. One match, one time, one chance. This is it. And we lose. No, it's not even close. I think we only take out 2 Pokemon. He absolutely eviscerates us here. And then he does it again. And guess what? He does it again. Yeah. No, this is... it took us 3 times to even get to Charizard. Leon just beat the ever-loving shit out of our team. We were doing so good against all these other mini-boss fights, but Leon is just way too much, and it's Haxorus. I don't have an answer to Haxorus on this team. He outspeeds and can one-shot. We can't do much damage to him in return, but Leon is grateful. He wants a good fight, so he's still giving us a chance at the champion title. Despite 3 losses, Leon still says, you know what? You can do quadruple or nothing. I'll allow it. So we go again. We barely hang on to an earthquake. We set up a stealth rock with Crocodile. Forgot to capture that image. But we, with the power of not Torrent, fire type Torrent, we get the KO there. And we do a little chip damage before falling and moving to Cramorant. We get big boy Cramorant, do a couple airstreams, take out Inteleon. Now we move on to Dragapult. We hit him with a nasty Max Hail. It doesn't kill, but we take a Thunderbolt because our funny looking bird, this is his time to shine. This is his match. He's seen his friends. He's seen Cinderace. He's seen Crocodile. He's seen them all show off, and this is his time. He got 2 KOs, but then paralyzed Mr. Rhyme here, which is super clutch because that lets Fomantis come in and be able to get the KO because otherwise he would be outsped. We had to set up the funny thumbnail from the opening, so unfortunately we get airstreamed there, and then we get airstreamed again, and then we lose. We just lost. I thought that we were gonna win that one. Honestly, when editing this, I didn't know we lost 4 times. I thought we only lost 3 times. So we just pump a bunch of candies in our Pokemon, and then I give up on the Fomantis strategy because I already got the footage for the opening, so we didn't need to do that again, and without having to sack Fomantis to a max airstream, we can just get Cramorant in, hit a couple geysers, and get the win. Fuck you, Leon. Fuck you, Leon. 5 goddamn times. This took 2 hours of, almost like 2 hours of footage just to beat this stupid guy. That's what I get for trying to set up the Fomantis, because I wanted the funny image at the beginning, and that kind of screwed me. But we get the win. We are the champion. 5th time's the charm. Let's go. But there we go. There is my Pokemon Shield anime run. I think it's a super cool concept. Obviously, you can twist with the wheels and stuff a little bit. They want to make it so wheel-based, but I really don't think there's a whole lot of other ways to do it unless just straight up scripting an adventure around it, which you could, but I like the randomness of the wheels. But I think it's super fun. If anyone wants to take this concept and make it better, I'd be super interested to see it. So leave any comments about how you think I could do this better for the next time, and we'll see you next time.